All right, we're gonna do a run through of the Friday night service, and then we're gonna move on. Did you get the thing I sent? I sent
Yep.
vocabulary.
Mhm.
All right, so that. Hi, Carol. How are
Hi,
you feeling?
I'm
How are you?
fine. I had a day and a half, reaction, and by Saturday I was fine.
Good, good. I'm glad
Was
you're
it to
feeling
your,
better.
the first vaccine or the second vaccine?
The second one.
Okay, so I
Oh.
have to leave today at 2 because I'm getting my second one as well today, so.
Yeah,
lot
I got it in the morning, and then by the evening I was feverish, chills.
Oh, really?
Really?
And then the
Wow.
whole next day, headache, fever.
Feeling like you had the
crap.
flu. Yeah,
Yeah.
feeling crap.
I
Yeah.
didn't have aching, but I was just really, lethargic. That was the day of the class, and I was just laying on the couch all day. And luckily,
Yeah,
the
no,
impeachment
no, no,
hearings
you-
were on, so I could, had something to watch. And then by the next morning, when I woke up, I was fine.
Did you have a
So-
reaction to the first one or just the second?
No, just a sore arm, and I had the Moderna vaccine.
And I had that Pfizer, and we had 4,000 Pfizers here in Tamarack, in the senior community I live in, and very, very few people had any kind of real reaction, but it was mostly exhaustion. You wanted to sleep. You felt like you had the flu, not necessarily cough or runny nose, but I ran a fever for 4 hours. That was it. Ran like 101.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep all night. I was chilled, I was hot, I was throbbing in my arm, and that was bad, but that
Oh, it's good. It means it's working.
right. And
Oh.
it didn't last very long. I would do it again.
Yeah, it's better than being in the hospital with a tube down my throat, I figure, so.
You betcha.
I'm wondering if some people won't be able to get on because of weather situations.
Alice is in Austin. My son is in Austin too. Boy, what a
I have
mess.
family in Houston and in Dallas, and it's just terrible.
Oh, I know. My son's got
Oh,
a
baby.
new townhouse he moved into this year. Pipes froze, burst.
Where is he, Carol? Where does he
In
live?
Austin, Texas. So, but they've got power on, so they have heat. Of course, 2 days of freezing cold, but no water because of the pipes bursting. They turned the water off. So he has to go to a friend's house to get water. He was able to buy a few gallons of water, but it's a mess. It's
They
luckily,
said it might be 70 degrees this week there in Texas. It's supposed to really warm up. I saw one,
yeah,
but
But
yeah.
damage has been done.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
There's-
so many people had burst pipes. The plumber, he finally got a hold of a plumber because his pipe burst on Tuesday. So he's been trying to get a plumber, and he said, he finally got a call back, and there's like 100 people ahead of him. But he caught the leak pretty quickly. He saw it leaking out of his into his bathroom, out of the vent in the bathroom. So he caught it and turned off the water. So hopefully there's not a lot of damage, but some people's houses, they're saying, are like ruined from the water leaking, the burst pipes.
well,
Not good.
good thing Ted Cruz decided the solution was to go to Cancun.
Yeah, right.
Like that.
He said he'll believe in climate change when Texas freezes over. So it did.
Well,
Oh,
there
so
you
now he
go.
believes in climate change.
We made it happen.
Aye.
All right. Wow. How we doing?
So Alice may not be with us because of that.
I know.
I
There's
spoke to
Robin.
Alice.
I know Robin came back.
I called Alice, and I see Jackie's with us. Alice had been to San Francisco. They were making arrangements for her daughter's wedding. And she said, I guess she couldn't fly back the day before, but she was flying back today, so she won't be here. But I'll send her, whatever she needs to have. So what I want to do today, I want to go through the whole of the at-home Friday night service, including the Kiddush, the whole Kiddush, and the piece we learned last week, which was the hand washing. And I sent you the vocabulary that I pulled out for The blessing for the children. Hi, Susan.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, it was snowing here again, just this morning.
Yeah, and I'm in New Jersey, same thing. I think it's finally stopping.
It's
Hopefully.
crazy. It's just like, when my neighbor came again yesterday, which was really nice. Let's see. So I'm gonna take attendance. Carol is here and I saw Jackie. Alice is gonna be out. And the two Helenes are here and okay. Let's see, Marilyn. And Susan. Okay. All right. So this week is, this week here is the week off of kids. So it's kind of, they keep getting time off on more time off. I think they have more time off than time on, but such it is. All right. So if we take a look at the whole service, then the first thing that comes is the candles, then the children, then the wine, then the wash, then the challah. So that's what we're going to go through. So everybody has the vocabulary I sent?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So you probably know a lot of those, or you could figure out the names, right?
Carol, before
Yeah.
you,
Yes, hi, Faye.
hi, how are you? I just want to show everyone, I don't know if, when my daughter got married, we ordered one of those,
Oh,
collars,
nice.
they're called Echad. And it has all these blessings in it, just like, lighting the candle,
Good.
Shalom Aleichem, and, everything in order.
Oh,
And
good. Okay,
So it's
so that's
the
it.
whole book. So if anyone has this, that's another, reference that maybe, they can use.
Right, and in the Siddur for the Friday night at home service, they have everything. You may have to look a page or two before Shalom Aleichem, but it has first is the candles and then,
Right.
everything in order. I personally love the blessing on the children.
Yeah.
And then as someone pointed out last week, I think it was Susan Grossman Cohen, or Cohen Grossman, that that's the priestly blessing that you'll see in shul when the duchening, when the Kohens go up to the bima and they have their talit on their heads and then they chant it. So the priestly blessing, the words are very beautiful. I love the whole thing. It's really nice. So let me just get myself, okay, got these things in order here. All right. So it's just about time. Yeah, and I don't want to keep everybody. Well, why don't we get started? Let me just see who else is here. Participants, let's see if I got everybody. Charlene, good. How you doing, Charlene?
Yes,
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Good. All right, more snow.
No, we don't have snow.
Well, it's
Same old.
72 here.
Oh, don't tell me that.
83, I was in the pool all morning, sorry.
No,
Oh,
no.
golly.
You Florida people, you.
I've been bundled up
Jody,
inside my
listen.
house all for the last 2 days, so. But I think it's gonna start getting warmer after Monday.
We still have a foot of snow on the ground from last week. It never melted.
Robin.
It's been so cold that the
Yeah?
snow is still, oh yeah.
Yeah, we
Carol,
still have.
where
it
are
too.
you?
I'm in upstate New York, central New
Oh.
York, Ithaca.
You're not gonna
You
see the
probably have
ground
it
for a
worse than
while.
us.
Yeah, we got
All
a
right,
couple
let's see.
feet of snow. We're supposed to hit 36 this weekend, so we're gonna have a major heat wave. Shorts will come on.
All right, so Susan, is that Susan Winter, right? Okay, I don't see the other Susan. I think I got it right. Okay, good. We're good. Close, come on, close. I'd like to close. Good. Okay, so we'll do it in order. We'll do it slowly. And then, like I said, I want to add that piece about the blessing for the children. And you can impress your family, right? You're going to impress your family. There's my basket again. Doesn't work.
Carol, what
Okay.
worksheet is that one on?
I sent it out Wednesday. It's got the starting with the words from the
Okay.
blessing for the children. Ephraim,
Found a family blessing. Yes.
yeah. So why don't we take a look at that, because that comes up pretty soon. So I have the vocabulary. So you probably could have sounded out, you're all good with that. You could have sounded out that these are names. Okay, so the first one was Ephraim. You have that, Ephraim. And Menashe, in Hebrew, it says Menashe, and in English translation is Manasseh. So you didn't get it wrong. The Hebrew is Menashe with a shin. So you're wishing your sons and the menfolk to be like Ephraim and Menashe. I looked up some commentary on this, and although there are 12 boys, it says that they say about Ephraim and Menashe who were, Ephraim and Menashe,
Who were
no,
Aaron's
not 12.
sons.
They are,
Aaron's
no,
son.
Joseph's boys in Egypt, yeah. With his wife Osnat. And the Hebrew school students used to say Osnat. Osnat. So these are two brothers. This is the commentary said that this is the first pair of brothers that we come upon who are not fighting with each other, who have a harmonious relationship. And I thought that was interesting, because I just went to a lecture at my synagogue by the author of a book about Cain and Abel, and it's Cain versus Abel, a courtroom drama. And I just got the book from the library. So that's very interesting that Ephraim and Menashe were not warring against each other, like Joseph and his brothers, Cain and Abel, and Esau and Isaac and Ishmael, and Jacob and Esau. They all were fighting with each other. They hated, there was hate, enmity amongst them, so much so that Esau says he's gonna kill Jacob. He's gonna kill him. So Jacob flees. And Cain and Abel. And Cain slew his brother Abel. And the brothers against Joseph. They're gonna kill him. Then they put him in a pit. Only the intervention of, I think it was Reuben, who says, don't kill him, just put him in the pit. So for the girl chicks, may you be like Sarah. These are the four mothers: Sarah, Sarah, Rebecca, which is Rivka, Rachel, Rachel,
Leah.
and Leah. Now, even though there was jealousy between Rachel and Leah over the love of their shared husband, it didn't come to blows. It wasn't as strong as the boys who wanted to kill each other. So they include the four. These are called the matriarchs. All right. So you have the four mothers. Like we have the four fathers. These are the four mothers. Okay. And the next is a root, a shoresh. And it's a lot of very important words come from the root of Baruch, Bet, Resh, and a final Chav. And so we have the word Yivarechacha. The Yud shows a future tense. The Cha on the end is you. And in the middle, you see the Baruch. Even though it's not a final Chav, you have a Bet, a Resh, and a Chav. And so that, the kishkis of the verb, the middle, shows that it has to do with bless. So Yivarechacha means may you be blessed. The Ha on the end is you. The Yud means you will. May he bless you. He will bless you. The Yud is third person. Ha is you, and Baruch is the middle. He will bless you, or may he bless you. He will bless you, or may he bless you. Same thing, future. They have a root Shin Mem Resh, which means protect or guard. V'yishmerecha, The Yishmerecha. So in the middle, you have the Shin, the Mem, and the Resh. So that has to do with protect or guard. The in the beginning means and. The Yud is he, referring to God. The Cha on the end is you. So what you have to learn is to be a surgeon with Hebrew. You have to figure out the prefixes and the suffixes, recognize the root. And when you come to a new word, that's how you approach it. So you could figure out what it means. So it's and he will protect you. In Fiddler on the Roof, may the Lord protect and what is it?
Defend.
And protection.
Protect and defend you. Okay, so it comes from this, the priestly blessing. It's bless and protect. And the
Can you
blessing and
repeat that
protecting is
word
coming
again?
from God.
Carol, can you pronounce that word again? May he protect
Yeah.
you in Hebrew?
V'yishmerecha. So we have the first syllable, v'yish, that's a silent shva, me-recha. When you have two shvas together, side by side, it's like twins and they're going in different directions. So the first one ends, v'yish, me-recha. V'yishmerecha. And the one and before it was yivarechacha. Right? Yivarechacha. The
Is there a
Yishmerecha.
reason, is there a reason you're not giving it to us with vowels?
No,
Yeah, I was too lazy to print it out and put the vowels in and scan it. And
You wanted to make
I
it
think
challenging
somebody
for
asked
us.
me, I think Charlene said, could I get it faster? And I'm getting a little more adept at typing the Hebrew and then spacing over and getting the English. But I figured you guys are good. You can figure it out. All right.
Right.
So the beautiful concept, think of this image. May his countenance shine upon you. When you hear that, what do you think of? May his countenance shine on you. Is that a nice image? You like that?
God
Yes.
bless.
God's like beaming, the light coming from God is projected on you. The light coming from his face.
It's Charlton
And
Heston
I
coming
always
down
thought
the
it's
mountain.
beautiful.
Charlton
What's
Heston
that?
coming down the mountain.
Coming
Charlton
down the
Heston and the
mountain.
Ten Commandments
Yeah,
coming
well,
down the mountain.
It's like
Yeah.
the nachas you look at your children with when, you know, that glow.
Right.
Not
It's that
good.
reflected light, that
glow.
the happiness, the glow from seeing them. So the word l'ha'er doesn't follow that there's certain kind of roots that begin like this with a hey at the beginning. And l'ha'er means to illuminate or to make shine. And so we have Ya'er, Panav, Elecha. The Yud again shows third person. Ya'er, he will illuminate, or he will shine. Panav, from Panim. Does anyone know the Yiddish word punim? Wait, what
Yeah.
is these?
Face.
Of course.
Okay, so Yiddish punim comes from panim. So here's another thing. In English, the word face is singular. In Hebrew, that yud mem ending, like talmidim or leviim or kohanim, that means plural. But we only have one face, but you have two cheeks.
Oh,
So the Hebrew word for panim, which we translate face, it doesn't real, there's another word for cheeks, which I can't remember, but it means he will shine his face on you. On
I
the
have a
Yud
que-
Vav ending, it shows
I have a
plural.
question, Carol. Carol, I'm
Yes.
looking at I'm looking at the printout and I see that it's a pay pa and then the nun, and under the nun is a chametz, a little
Yeah.
little cross, and then
Hamas.
a yud after that. Is that pronounced as an e? You keep saying
Panav.
panim.
The Yud
It's
Vav,
Panav.
the last Av.
Panav. It is
Yud,
Panav. Okay,
Panav.
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 Yud Vav.
That is Panav.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
is panav. Ya'er panav.
Are we looking at the third word?
I
I'm looking
didn't-
at the, on the second line, it says continue for all. I'm looking at the second line, the first word.
It's
The
from the
first
verb
word.
l'ha'er. L'ha'er is the verb to shine, to illuminate. You see that? No? Jody? It says, may he shine his face upon you. I am giving you, what I give you is the actual, the real translation. When you look in the prayer book, it's going to be different. They're going to make it a little more poetic. But I like to show you exactly what the words are.
I'm sorry I came in late, a few minutes. So could you,
Okay.
Carol, just tell me which word are you talking about?
Okay, l'ha'er. Ya'er, towards the bottom. Ya'er, panav, elecha. Who is talking? Who is that? Who came in late?
Marcia.
Marcia. Hi, Marcia.
I did too.
We're just going over the new words that I sent.
Oh, the new words.
Look down towards the bottom. Ya'er, panav, elecha. Anyway, we're going to see these verbs. We're going to see these words when we look at the blessing in a few minutes for the children. This will open the blessing of the children. So he will shine.
Let me get that off the printer.
Yeah, he will shine his face.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, elecha,
Okay.
upon you. The cha on the end means you. He will bless you. He will guard you. And el is upon, and he upon you. He will shine his face on you, or make his face shine upon you. And the last one, we have Yisa panav elecha. So Yisa means he will lift up his face, panav, same word, elecha, toward you or upon you. And the only word that's different in that expression is Yisa. And it means to favor. If God lifts up his face to you, the idiom means he will favor you. So he's making us feel illuminated. We're shining, we're reflected. We reflect God's aura, his glory, his shining. And he's looking at us. We are favored. We've been called the chosen people, the elected people. So he's favoring us. He's lifting up his face. He's shining his light on us, protecting us, and blessing us. So, I mean, when you really look at what it actually says, it's really, really beautiful. The Hebrew is very beautiful. And this is the priestly blessing. All right, so I thought that you should really have an idea of, I'm not a big fan of translations. I like to actually see what the words are. And as you get more and more into learning Hebrew, you will recognize the roots and you'll know what it really says. Okay, and what it really says is really beautiful. And I looked up several translations of the blessing for the children, and each one is slightly different. But this is what it actually says. All right, so the batting order of the Friday night, it's the candles.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I think this is the right time. The word before Yisa, what does the, forgive me, what does the yud do? It's vihu necha, right?
Yeah, and he will be comforting to you.
Is
Like
the yud
the yud means he in the future tense. He will be a comfort to you. He will be kind to you. Kind to you. Like the Nechama and Menachem, the root is comfort.
So the yud is the future tense, will be?
Yud shows a third person future tense.
Okay.
He. All right, it's in the future. Okay, so this is what the batting order is. Lighting candles, bless the children. Blessing on the wine, Kiddush. Wash the hands, and Challah.
How about Shalom Aleichem?
Oh, I forgot Shalom Aleichem. You're right. Shalom Aleichem. Okay, I always forget that one.
Light the candles.
Shalom
bless-
Aleichem, right after the blessing of the children. Okay, candles,
Okay, light the
children,
candles, I'm a little slow. Light the
Yes.
candles, bless the children.
Shalom
I'm writing.
Aleichem. Okay, candles, children, Shalom Aleichem. Then the Kiddush, washing, if you choose to, Challah, and
Okay.
then eat. And then eat.
Oh, best part.
Now, yeah, in the future, I will go over with you shortened a version of Birkat Hamazon. Maybe toward the end of the class, maybe in June, we'll go over Birkat Hamazon and the different parts of it.
Okay.
Okay, but so we'll start with the candles, all right? And if you don't know it by heart, you can get it out. All right. So, does anyone want to show up how much they know and do the blessing on the candles? Maybe one of our new students. Let's see to get everybody, all our new students. Let's see, Sue Grossman. Hi, Marsha, I see you there. Sue Grossman, I see you. Excellent. So we are good. Is Elaine here?
Yes,
Elaine Friedman.
I'm here.
Oh, Elaine, excellent. Wow. And we
I
only
know
missing
that
one.
by heart, but I can't find the page.
Where is
The blessing of
Well, I don't think I sent, let me see, I don't think I sent the blessing of the candles because we had done that
You did,
earlier.
Carol, you sent it for last week. If you want, I can screen share it.
Yeah, which one? I sent it for last week?
Yeah, 'cause I have it. 'Cause I know I sent
Oh,
it to
yeah,
Robin.
yeah. No, this is
I sent it to
Challah.
Robin.
This one.
Okay. Let's see. I see bread, I see hand washing.
It's this page that you sent, I
Right.
think it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Okay.
ago? Okay.
Yeah, it's Hebrew,
I
like
thought,
3
yeah, you-
blessings in Hebrew and then in English below it.
You sent it in all, yeah. You sent it twice, yeah.
Yeah, I found it.
So on February 4th?
Huh.
Looks like this.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Carol,
Oh.
if you want to
Well,
make.
I know. Okay.
Carol
I can
is
put it
on
up.
page 36 in the book.
Okay.
I find I
36 in the
was
book.
pronouncing some of it when
Oh,
I.
it's on 36 in the book.
Yeah, 36.
Okay. So who is going to, oh yeah, I had the blessing with the different blessings. I got it. The one that has the 3 blessings. Yeah.
Yeah.
That I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want me to sing it or you want someone else to do?
Well, let's do it first with reading. Make sure we get all the words correct. We have a volunteer.
Yeah, what do
just
you
to read
need?
the blessing on the candles.
Well, I can do that.
How about one of our new students? I can do that, Liz? Who's that, Helene? Hannah? Who said I can do that?
Marcia,
Marcia. Okay, Marcia. Go
what do you
ahead.
want me to read?
Candles.
Candles?
Oh,
Ah.
yes, blessing for the candles.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
A+. Somebody else, another volunteer, before we get to sing, another volunteer, you should all be able to read this. Okay, and tonight is the night where you can show up. All right. And Marilyn, can you read it?
Sure.
Good.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Right, and you notice I had like a little extra line there. You can just cross it off before the Sivano. Okay, so Sav, does anyone remember what does the word mitzvah mean?
Good deed.
Need.
Commandment.
It actually means commandment. A lot of people say good deed. Mitzvah means commandment, there's 613,
Right.
and the plural mitzvot. And the root is tzav. That means to command. Tzav. Tzadivav. Okay, Jody, can you do the candle blessing?
Yes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Beautiful. Yofi. Nice job. Now I'm going to make it a little harder. Can we have two of you try to do it together? Two together? How about the two sisters? Joan? Wait, oh, Marilyn just did it. All right, do it again. Joan and Marilyn. Come on,
Ready,
two
Jess?
sisters.
Ready?
Yep.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav hadlik ner shel Shabbat. I think we had another sister there.
All right, sister act. All right, let's try Faye and let me see. I haven't heard from. Let's see, Faye and Jackie.
Okay.
Candle lighting.
Okay.
All right, Faye and Jackie.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Baruch
Baruch
atah Adonai Eloheinu
Eloheinu melech
melech haolam
haolam
asher
asher kiddushanu
b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu
v'tzivanu
l'hadlik
l'hadlik
ner
ner
shel
shel Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Wow. Yeah, very good. Yay. Okay. Now, so that was, we do that first. All right, we do now we're going to get to the new blessings for today. And I'm going to say it. And this time I want you to track. I want you to follow, because I had sent it to you. It said rituals and songs for the table, family blessings. And on the bottom, Shalom Aleichem, you should have that page. Yeah, the one I sent?
Yes.
I did send it, right?
Yes.
Yes, attachment, okay. All right. So after we do the candles, we light the candles, and then my daughter always would say, you're going like this, you're hiding your eyes. You light the candles, you close your eyes, say the blessing, and then you look at it, and my daughter would always say, candles, and they're lit too. And I have to say that each time because it makes me crazy. It's like magic. All right.
Carol, what is that, the meaning or the tradition behind the hiding your eyes?
It's a time, and I've seen some commentary. My daughter, who's Chabad, at that time also, she lights a candle, one candle for every child. That's their tradition. And when you're doing that, it's a time for meditation, wishing somebody well, blessing, thanking. So it's like it's a private thing. You know, there's a time in the synagogue when you put the tallis over your head during the priestly blessing. So this is a time when you're just like introspective, like you're shutting out everything, noise, anything else that's going on. And this is time that I have too, is to say whatever is in my heart at that time. A blessing. I went to my friend's husband's wake Wednesday. A very good friend, and her husband passed away, and I went to the funeral parlor. I'm the Jewish one in the little knitting group that we have. So I thought about her. She's surviving and how she's going to be feeling. So I said a little prayer for her. And if anyone is sick, that's the time I think about them, or anyone going through any kind of travail. That's the time that I can say my own personal blessing. Other than that, I don't know, other than it being a tradition. Anyone else have any insight? Helene?
Well, oh, sorry, Helene, go ahead.
Judaism is all about transitions. And I was taught that this was a transition from the everyday to the holy, to Shabbat, and that your daughter was right in the, oh my gosh, it's lit, because it was like to pretend you hadn't lit anything yet. Now it's Shabbat. You know, the candles got lit spiritually. So that was our interpretation.
Right.
But I've seen some women that do this, like
They're waving.
Yeah.
I never,
It's one,
I never asked
Bringing
what
it
that
to
was.
Shabbat.
three,
Bringing.
it's, yeah. It looks, in the words we've discussed, in the words of Shalom Aleichem, Boachem Shalom, come. This is
Yeah.
angels, you're speaking to the angels
Bringing
of
in.
God, ministering angels. Come, you're bringing the
Mm.
Shabbat, and you bring it in with the lighting of the candles. Because after you light the candles, that's it. So
That's what
it's
Havdalah,
1, 2,
Three.
3, close your eyes, and then voila, after you say the blessing of candles, and they're lit too.
When
So that-
my great grandmother taught me to light the candles, it was, I asked her, why does she do that? And she
Mhm.
says that you do everything in 3.
Mm.
And what you're doing is you're welcoming God into your soul.
Mm.
And you're saying you're joining with God. This is your time of all week that you and God are together, and you're talking to God in that time period between you light the candle, now you're with God, it's you and him. It's your time. Your husband doesn't bother you. You are, that's your time
Yeah,
all week. You can,
yeah.
it's
So
you and
that's
God.
that's your, like I said, that's your time into yourself. You've brought the
Yes.
Shabbat in, and it's a personal meditation time.
Yes.
And that's what I use it for.
My great grandmother, God rest her soul, that was the best thing she taught me. I mean, she taught me so much Judaism in her little soul that is the most wonderful thing she taught me.
Yeah.
And it's,
And what do you use that time for?
well, my family's spread out everywhere. And we've had, through the years, we've had so much ups and downs and good, bad and everything. And when I talk to God and I ask him, depending on the week,
Or her.
I ask him for blessings and helps, and whether it's not just my family, but the world. And I thank him, and I just, it's all the things that God can do. And
it's a woman's spiritual time. It's our
Exactly.
time. That's what, so that is like, you put, it's almost like putting the talit on, on your head. You're closing off everything which is the
That's right.
secular, the mundane, and you're entering into the Kodesh. And it's a
That's
beautiful
right.
time.
A lot of
It is.
a lot of the hymns that are sung are they say welcome, welcoming in
Yes.
bride, come. The word come is in a lot of the prayers as well. And then we say
Right.
also during Havdalah. So Jewish
Right.
have a lot to do with transition and making sure that this is your time, and
Right. The
spiritual
Havdil,
time.
to separate. Havdalah means separation, literally means separation, lahavdil.
That's right.
In Kodesh,
Separate, it's
l'chol.
okay, Shabbos is over and we're sad, but then it's okay. Shabbos is over. Now we have to go back to our ordinary life.
Mhm.
And when you just extinguish the candle, we're sad, but yet and we do Shavua Tov. Some
Right.
people do that. I do. Sing the song Shavua Tov. It's like, okay, have a good week,
Right.
And
Right.
we're saying, okay, well, now we have to go back to our regular life.
And in Yiddish, a gute Woche. A gute Woche.
Okay.
A
And
good week.
yeah. And so we had a great Shabbos, but now we have to go back to reality. And
Right. I always
Shabbos will
feel
come
that
again.
it's like my protected time, and We haven't been, as of the 27th, we're going back to in-person services. And of course, the first thing I was assigned to Torah reading. So I have to study that a week from
Which one?
so next
Which one?
Shabbat.
What's the Torah?
It's Tetzaveh. I'm doing, it's a fairly short one. It's a 6th reading. So I'm going to be doing that one. Except I started studying already yesterday. Well, say that after. Anyway.
I have a
The
question.
rabbi at my synagogue says Yasher Kochech. Is that because of the grammar of a female?
Yes, yes. Mhm. Okay, so let's now take a look. I'm gonna say, I want you to follow this. So now we're practicing, I know, yeah, excuse me. Okay, so now we've had our little personal time. And now it's time, if we have the children, we put our hand on their head. If they're not there, I just put my hand up anyway in absentia. So for the sons, you see, male first. Okay, so the words are Yisimcha. I'll say the line and then you'll repeat it after me word for word. Yisimcha Elohim ke Ephraim v'chimnashe. I'm going to say it again. Yisimcha Elohim ke Ephraim v'chimnashe. Okay, now say them after me. Yisimcha
Yisimcha
Elohim
Elohim
ke Ephraim
Ephraim
v'chimnashe.
Manasseh.
Okay, so in that one is the is and the kaf is like. So if you peel away, it's just like an onion. You have a lot of different layers. You have to take away the prepositions. The v is and, the ch is like, the chim, and then you see the word Menashe, and like Manasseh. So it says Yisimcha Elohim
Elohim
ke Ephraim v'chimnashe. Okay, so the kaf in front of Ephraim, ke Ephraim, because that is the first letter. It's a ke, it's a kaf, and then the chimnashe, that's the same thing, like and like Manasseh. Okay.
Why is it
so-
a k one time and a ch the other time?
Because the k starts the word. K,
Okay.
and the other one follows the vav, and it's because of pronunciation reasons.
like Ephraim.
So it's
The
easy.
last word of the sons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carol,
V'chimnashe.
what does Yisimcha mean? Yisimcha sounds like simcha. Is that related? The first word, Yisimcha.
Will make you. Seem means like seem,
Shalom.
shalom. It's to make.
Ah.
Okay.
Simcha.
So he will make you, God will make you, the son, like Ephraim and like Manasseh. In other words, harmonious, a person who doesn't fight, a person who lives well with somebody else. Okay. So seem is the verb, seem, lasim, it means to place or to put or to make in this case. Okay, he will make you. So now we have the daughters. Yisimech. Okay, and you can see someone already said about the like Yasher Kochech. Okay, Yisimech, he will make you. It's feminine ending. You is feminine. He will make you. Elohim, God, will make you. Ke, like Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, the, and Leah. Okay, the matriarchs.
Carol, can I ask a question about Elohim versus Adonai?
Yeah, Adonai, when we see the two yuds in a prayer book, we always say Adonai.
Mhm.
And there are different qualities of God, and I think Elohim was of justice. And I think Adonai is more of like protection. So there are different qualities. And actually, I asked the rabbi, how come the word Elohim, God, is in the plural? But it does not mean gods. It's just taken as a gestalt, as the whole word Elohim, and it is God.
Don't
But
you
when
also
say
have
the
to
blessings,
match
you say
your,
Baruch Atah Adonai. You don't say Baruch Atah Elohim. And there are cases when you're reading Torah where you see God's name next to each other, but the two words, and you say Adonai Elohim. You don't say Elohim Adonai, Adonai Elohim. If you would see the word, the two yuds, and then the word Elohim, Adonai
I
Elohim.
was looking at the next line where it says, Yivarecha Adonai, and on this line it's Yeshimech Elohim. That's why I asked. It was like, wow, it's right in front of
Okay,
us.
so, okay, Yisimech, it's, will place you, will put you, places like Sim Shalom is make peace. Sim Shalom, so we'll make you. And this is the bless, this is, you see the root bless. Yivarechacha will bless you.
Mhm.
It's different for the sons and the daughters, it's Yisimcha and Yisimech. He will make you.
Elohim.
Yeah. Oh, and this is Yivarechacha Adonai. Well, that's the priestly
Yeah.
blessing. I didn't write the blessing. I just read it.
And the girls were added, so that's whatever somebody decided to throw in. There were no
Oh,
daughters
well,
in the original.
don't forget, these are conservative movement prayer books. Okay.
Yes,
We had daughters originally?
I'm in
I'll have to
favor of
take
it.
a
I'm
look.
just, I'm in favor of it.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
add-on.
That's a very interesting point. I will have to take a look at an Orthodox
I don't
Friday
It's
night.
not going to
understand that.
have anything about the mothers.
Yeah, I'll have to ask my son-in-law, does he bless his daughters? I would say probably yes. But I'll
Well,
have to see
children.
if,
from my
children.
understanding, until the egalitarian movement occurred in the 70s, you probably wouldn't have seen these in even the
Nope,
conservative books
Wouldn't have.
nope.
prior to the
You didn't.
70s. Until,
didn't.
the daughters.
This
yeah, the
doesn't make
daughters,
sense.
until it became more egalitarian.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why wouldn't they, even in the most Orthodox house, why wouldn't they bless the sons and the daughters?
Well, don't forget,
I'm not
okay,
being a feminist
here
now
is,
for this moment. I just don't
here
understand.
is
Those are your
an
children.
answer. Yeah, the word in Hebrew for child is yeled. The word, so if I'm looking at my class, okay, so yeled means a boy. And the word for girl in Hebrew is yalda, girl. But if the kids in the Hebrew class were very noisy, I would yell,
Sheket Yeladim.
Sheket Yeladim, Sheket Bavakasha Yeladim.
But
Because
that's
in
grammatical.
Hebrew,
That's
but wait,
grammatical.
in Hebrew, the masculine is the plural for
Right.
boys and girls.
Right.
So Yeladim. So most likely, I would think, in an Orthodox household, the children, all the children would be blessed with the blessing. And I don't know what the words would be, because it says, obviously, Ephraim and
Right.
Manasseh. I don't know if
If you're
they would include the girls.
like, if you're using the priestly blessing as a foundation, there were no female priests biblically. So we were really, just think of this. In America, it was 1920, which is like 60 years after Black male slaves got the right to vote, that we did. Really always been at the bottom of the list of who's supposed to be given kuvot. So there's a lot, Sue, that if you went and looked, you would say to yourself, I don't understand this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask my son-in-law tactfully, in a nice way. I have to give him a little schnapps for Purim, and then I'll have to ask him the question. Okay, so the blessing for all. I'm gonna say it and listen. Yivarechecha.
So wait a minute, Carol,
Adonai.
real briefly,
Yeah.
when you go to Shabbat at your son-in-law's and daughter's house, what
I
do they?
don't.
Oh, you
I
don't go?
for Shabbat. No, I don't, because they would not like me traveling. I
Oh.
did get away with going for Passover the second night, and we don't stay over because there's a lot of them there and we come home. I think I've been given papal dispensation for that. But they won't do the, that's like the old fashioned good yontif pontif.
Okay.
Some person went to see the Pope and they didn't know what to say, and wish him a good yontif, good holiday, whatever.
Yontif Pontif.
So
Okay.
I don't go there for a regular Shabbat. We have Shabbat here, and because, I don't want to intrude on the way he does things, and we'll go for the holiday, for
No.
Passover, but not online. Not online. He won't do a Zoom. Okay.
Mutual
it's getting
respect.
late.
Yeah, it
I
is.
do respect. I wear
Yeah.
long skirts and long shirts and everything. I respect, and I don't wear my kippah. One time I wore a beret, and I'm very uncomfortable sitting at a Passover Seder in my daughter's house and not having something on my head. So I get a beret or something, but I don't wear my kippah, and I'm very uncomfortable. But nobody asked me about how comfortable I am.
Oh, that is
Okay.
so sad, Carol. That is so sad. We're all Jewish. I mean, I'm not criticizing you. That's just so sad.
Well, I'm not ready to start World War III.
I get it. I get it.
It took them 7 years before they would eat in my house, and that was after we put in a new oven, a double oven, and a new sink and whatever. It is what it is. Okay, let's say the words for the daughters. Let's not forget them. Okay, everybody. Yisimech, Elohim,
Elohim.
Pesara,
Sarah.
Rivka,
Rivka.
Rachel,
Rachel.
Leah. Okay, and remember her name is not Valea. V means and. Hello, Valea. How are you? Okay, it's and Leah. Okay. So now we have this lovely priestly blessing. I'll say the whole thing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha. And that's v'chunecha. And there's a dot in the final chaf as well as a kamatz, and that makes it into a kaf sound. It's v'chunecha.
Oh.
V'chunecha. Yisa, and I'm sorry it got cut off. Adonai, Yisa, Adonai, and this is same words as earlier. Panav, elecha, v'yasem, lecha, shalom, and give you peace. So Yivarechecha, God will bless you and protect you. He will cause his countenance to shine upon you and be kind to you. And God he will lift up his face towards you, and he will give you peace. And so it's really it's very beautiful. All right, let's do this word by word. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai Panav Elecha V'chunecha. Do that again. V'chunecha. Good. Yeah. Yisa Adonai.
Yisa.
V'chu. That's a chet Yisa Adonai,
Yisa Adonai.
Adonai.
Panav,
Nav
Elecha,
Elecha.
Elecha.
V'yasem,
Yasim
Lecha,
Lecha.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, so
Carol,
we have that seam.
Carol, it's not vichunecha, vichunecha.
Vichuneka.
Vichuneka.
Vichuneka. Vichuneka.
Oh, okay, one more time. Is that
It's
not
a chet.
chet? So wouldn't it be
Yeah.
chu?
Vichu, it is. Yeah. Vichuneka.
Right. I
It
kept
is,
hearing
it's a chet.
I kept hearing two chuchs instead of two kuz instead of
No,
my ears. Must be my
okay.
ears.
Please say it again, Carol. There's too much noise in the background.
Vichuneka. 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 The important thing is at the end, it's ka because there's a dot. And so it
I never
acts
saw
like a
that.
cuff. Yeah, there aren't many cases, but this is one. Okay, let's see if we can do that one.
Wait a
Who can
minute,
do
which
that one?
net
Can anyone say that one? Helene, are you
Which
up for
one?
that one?
I'll
Which
try.
one? The whole thing?
Sylvia?
Which
Sylvia, you want me to do the whole
Sylvia?
thing? Okay. Yivarechecha Adonai beyish marecha I'm sorry. Beyish marecha Ya'er Adonai okay, is that Panav? What's Panav? Panav?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Elecha? Say Elecha?
Elecha?
Elecha? Vechu vechunecha okay. Vichunecha, right?
Perfect.
It's a ka. Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha Elecha Beyasem Lecha Shalom.
Excellent.
Good job.
Mitsuyan. Okay. Any more brave people? Come on. Raise your hand. Robin, I understand you were rabbi at one of the services. Let's give it a shot, Robin.
Okay, in English, but that's okay. Yivarechecha, Yivarechecha Adonai, V'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai Panav Elecha V'chunecha Yasa Adonai Panav Elecha V'yasem Lecha Shalom.
Bravo.
Oh,
Nice. Let's see. Anybody else? Sue Grossman,
Yes. Hi.
would you like to do the priestly blessing?
Oh, I'd love to.
How
Should I
about
do my hand-
you
should I do this?
and Ella? Very good. That's like Spock, right?
Well, my name
Leonard
is Cohen.
Nimoy.
My name
Can
is
you
Cohen.
and Ella, how about you and Sue Grossman do it together?
Okay.
Yes, so slowly and keep together.
Well,
That's
count
the
to
hard
three.
part on Zoom.
Let's count to three, Ella.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
The-
Yivarechecha
Adonai
Adonai V'yishmerecha
Ya- Yair,
Yair Adonai Panav
Av,
Elecha
Echa,
V'hunecha Yisa
Yisa, Adonai, Hana,
Elecha V'yasem
Yasin,
Lecha Shalom.
Yay!
That was
That
hard to stay
doing it
together.
together.
How did
It's
it
hard
sound to the other
on
people?
Zoom.
It's
All right,
impossible.
So, well, you did it. So I wouldn't say it's impossible. I don't accept impossible as an answer. Okay,
It's just
so we had
funny
a
on Zoom.
candle lighting. We welcomed Shabbat, we blessed our children, and now is the big moment for Shalom Aleichem. So we tried singing it and it was a little hard, and we had a beautiful rendition from Helene. So I think you're pretty good on that. It's getting late, but I think you're pretty good on that. So if you don't mind, I think we're going to go ahead. We've done Shalom Aleichem a lot. I think I'm going to skip it in the essence of time. Okay, so now we've done Shalom Aleichem, and those of you who want to do the hand washing. Now, Helene, Sylvia, how are you doing with this? You were saying that you had like a mental block with this.
Well, I'm doing much better with it. And that's because my Israeli son-in-law isn't standing there at the sink. With me.
Okay.
So
So I noticed that people are actually reading the prayers and not relying on memory. I saw Robin reading, and I see everybody reading, and Joan and Marilyn and all of you reading, and Jackie. And it's wonderful that you're actually pushing yourself. I can feel you pushing. I can feel that energy, but that's the only way you're going to learn it. And that's amazing, really. So now we have the washing hands. All right. So in the page that I sent you, it's the middle one. It says Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kiddushanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Al Netilat Yadayim. Yadayim.
I come in.
Was that Jody?
My Hebrew class.
Oh, okay. Come in. Welcome to the Hebrew class. Okay. So I'm going to say it word by word, and the only word that you do not know, and nitilat is the cleansing of, and then yadayim. And we say it, I told you, when I go to the water, and if I have new dishes, we say al nitilat kelim, and kelim means utensils. So it's the washing of the utensils. Okay. So let's do it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu mitzvotav tzivanu al nitilat yadayim. Okay, so if you're doing Shimon Omer in the Hebrew school, yadayim lamala, that's hands up, yadayim lamata, up, lamala, lamata. Okay, so that only word that was tricky there is netilat, and it's because some of you are balking at the tet. You don't like the letter tet because you're thinking it looks too much like a mem, and that's why you just say, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to not
That's
do
my
it.
favorite letter.
Tet.
it's a tooth. It's a T for tooth.
I like it better
Okay,
than the
T for
top.
tooth. And when you say mazal tov, you use the letter tet, mazal tov. Okay, so after the hand washing, now we're up to the kiddush, and we are experts on the kiddush. Kiddush, that was on page 45.
Carol,
And that
can I
was-
ask you a question, please?
Sure.
Just a point of grammar here. The word Kiddishanu. So I see the Kid and the D, the Dalet, it has a dot in it. Does that signify
Okay.
anything?
The
That dot,
dot
not the
doesn't,
Shabbat.
yeah, it makes it like a plural, like it would be two Ds. It just gives a little more emphasis. But in actuality, when you're speaking Hebrew, it really doesn't do anything. It's not like a vowel with a dot. It's an excellent observation. We learned that the vav with the dot above it is O, and the vav with the dot in the middle is U, my stomach. And on the bottom, it's E, V. But when you see the dot in the middle of a letter, it's not a vowel. It just is like it strengthens the sound, okay? It's
Okay.
like the word begin and beginning. Does
That's
it
really
change?
interesting. Is that true for Vitsivanu later on in that same line?
Let me see. Vitsivanu.
It has a dot in the middle of the
Yeah,
vav.
yep, yeah, because it's not an U. It's Vitsi, it's a vav.
Does that make it like a
Vitsi, va.
stronger
It's not
V
Vitsi
sound
U
because of the
ah.
dot?
It's like, okay, it's a
I-
vav. It just doubles
I
the
understand.
letter.
I'm
So,
asking about the dot. Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
dot.
That's really interesting.
yeah,
But with
it
the
just
yud,
has this,
I
it
understood that
does
with the
not
yud,
change. It's the letter vav. It has a dot, but it strengthens. It's like a double vav, a double v.
Mm.
Vitsi
and
vanu.
also with the
We
yud,
don't hear it in spoken Hebrew. I don't say Vitsi vanu like this to these.
but
Just
I
think of this example.
understood that with
Begin,
yud, if there's a consonant that has a vowel underneath, and then it has the yud, but if the yud has a dot, it becomes a double yud, so that the yud then is pronounced like if it has an E sound underneath the consonant, and then there has the yud with the dot, that becomes an E for the
so you could spell it with
consonant
two
before.
yuds.
Right, and then you have the yud sound for the next.
Can you give me an example?
No, not in my head. I'd have to come up with one and then
Okay,
let you know.
so give an example next week and so that everybody could follow it.
Yeah,
But with a dot, generally, like you have the word begin and beginning, you have a double N. Do you hear a difference? Begin, beginning. I don't say
Yeah.
begin, begin.
yeah,
So
that's an
in
English thing.
practical Hebrew, in speaking, it's not going to affect you. So don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You know all the vowels that there are. We learned all the vowels in Hebrew, including the silent shva and the sounded shva. We got them. Kiddush. Okay. Is there
Now, do we do the
somebody?
Kiddush before we wash the hands or after?
I thought it was before.
Kiddush is after. Wash the hands and then you're going to drink the wine. Some people will just say the first line, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. You can say l'chaim, and that's it. If
Yeah,
you
we
choose
always
to
do
do the
the-
rest, this is the whole Kiddush.
But we
Friday.
always do the hamotzi just before the challah. So
Yeah,
that's
you watch,
finish earlier. It would be candles.
Yeah, I think we skipped it
You
because,
got to talk to your son-in-law again.
no, I'm sorry, I confused. Candles, children, Shalom Aleichem, Kiddush,
Yeah,
washing,
Washing
Challah.
hands.
right.
Shalom Aleichem, Kiddush, okay.
Before
So we
you
didn't do
break
Kiddush,
bread.
we didn't do Shalom Aleichem, and it threw me off. Okay, so then the Kiddush. Now, we've gone over all the words, and we studied them. Last week, I gave you roots and all the rest, from Kodesh and Ratzeh and Nachal and Zachor. But let's see if we can have different students read a line at a time. So if you want to number them, I'm going to number them for myself. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. Okay. All right, Susan Winter, can you
Okay.
just read the first line in the Kiddush?
Okay, on page 45, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei peri hagafen.
Okay, perfect. So let's see. Who has a chance? Charlene, you still with us?
I'm still here.
Okay, the second line, starting with Baruch, Charlene.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu.
Okay, that's great. Esther, take it up, line 3.
What page are we on?
45.
It's the one that has the samach in it.
Mitzvotav v'ratzah vanu v'shabbat kod sho v'ahava uvratzon.
Great. Notice that she gave that kamatz kod show because with the root kodesh, that kamatz in the different words will have or. Okay. Susan Grossman, line 4.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's see, where were we? Banu v'Shabbat kodesh. Okay. Hin chilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit. Kihu yom tehila.
Beautiful, beautiful. Marcia, can you take the next one?
Sure. Line 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. Lamik Ra Ko
Wait, go back. Don't
Okay.
forget there's a vowel under the aleph.
Oh yeah. Lamik Ra E
A.
A. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I'll start again. Lamik Ra A Kodesh Zay Care Litz E At Mitzrayim Kibanu Bacher At. No.
Okay, look at the last word. Look at it again. Go back. You had the
Last
va.
Bakarta.
Correct.
What is
Correctamundo. Bacharta. Good. Elaine Friedman,
Yes.
line 6.
Veotanu kadashit.
Okay, look at the vowels. Elaine,
Kadashita.
the kuf, go to the second word. Look, the kuf has a dot. That dot is E. So ku, E, ki. Take it syllable by syllable. Ki.
Kidashta.
Correct.
Michal ha'amim. Beshabbat. Kadash.
Now we're going to have that or because we have kodesh as a root. Kod.
Kodshaha.
Kod. That's it. Kod shecha. Yofi.
Ve'ahava.
Nice. Nice job. Okay. Ella. Of All of a Kind Family.
Yeah, I used to love that book. Uvratzon hin chal tanu.
Now, look how nicely she said that. She really separated the hey from the chet. Hin chal tanu. Excellent.
Baruch atah Adonai kadosh
Mikah. What about the two vowels? The two dots that say right. A. Mikah.
Mikadesh.
Mikadesh.
Yeah. HaShabbat.
Excellent. All right. Now,
Carol,
yeah.
we had a discussion on those of us who got together on Tuesday about when the becomes an aw, like shawl, like a
Okay.
bechol.
Yeah, in call and like call or balevav, call.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not
Call.
call.
It's not kal, and it's not
I'm gonna
kol,
have to
it's aw.
see the rule. I just learned it by learning the words and, you know, and speaking Hebrew. But I will see if there's a rule about that. I will check that about the or.
Yeah, because I've seen,
All right,
I've
wait.
even seen it in the regular Sim Shalom prayer book that we use. And I've seen it in other prayers, and it seems like every time there's a word, the call, whether it's bikol, makol,
Yeah,
it's always like an aw
there are
sound, like a
certain
shawl.
words and forms of kodesh, kodshecha, so yeah.
Okay.
I will see if there's a rule, but I just know it as, you know, from ear, what I've learned and.
Yeah,
repeated so many
that's why I
times.
pick it up, but sometimes when we're practicing, someone will say, kal, and I don't know, it's shawl, like, it's all like shawl.
Call, no, you're right, it's call and call, it's not kal and kal, it's call.
Call.
All right, so now we have the whole kiddush. Did you, Helene Chana, did you sing the whole kiddush last time?
Yes.
Chana, did you
Yes, I
sing the
did.
kiddush the last time? Okay.
Yes.
Is there anyone else who knows the melody? Okay. Well, like I said, you can go on YouTube. I can sing it for you with the melody and you can listen and track it. I can do it. So put your finger on the Baruch and then we'll get used to it. Look up on YouTube, see if you can find that Ilana Rosenfeld, and she sings it really nicely. It goes like this. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodesho b'yachava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. And this is where people join in. Ki banu bacharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha Be'ava uveratzon inchaltani Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Amen. So the last thing we haven't done is just a blessing on the Challah. Right, I think we did everything else. We washed the hands, and after the hand washing is the motzi. So let's do hamotzi. You know it by heart. That's fine. If you don't, it was on.
It's on the
Page it says hand washing on the top.
Page that says hand washing. Oh yeah.
that you
The
gave
one that
last.
has all the blessings.
Carol,
Except the one
before
that
you
has
go
all-
further, for the Kiddush, you're not starting from Yom HaShishi.
Not yet.
Oh, so this
It
is
just
later
was-
on you're adding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
it just was, it's a big chunk of learning the Kiddush, a lot of hard
see,
words,
okay.
and we'll get to that. But right now, we're gonna be happy
Yeah.
with this, because like I
Okay,
said, a lot of
that's
people
fine.
just do the first line and they call it a day. But we've come
Okay.
very far, and then we'll get to that, hopefully. Okay.
Carol, I
so
have a
look for the one
question.
that has the different blessings,
Carol, can I ask a question?
and then we'll do a
Going-
motzi.
Can we go back to the hand
What?
wash page just real quick? There's some words that say
Yep.
She'u Yadechem Kodesh Uvar.
I do not do
Varhu.
that.
Okay, thank you.
It says some have the custom of raising up the hands after washing, reciting the following line. I do not do that. Okay, actually, the one that has hand washing on the bottom has hamotzi.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
So let's do that. Let's do it together. I think we all know that. Hamotzi. Achad, Shayim, Shalosh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Okay. Now, I have the custom of salting the challah. That's in remembrance of temple days of the offering. There used to be 12 loaves of challah. You can have 2, or you can have a challah roll and the challah right now. I haven't been to the store to get it. I didn't bake. So I think I have a piece of challah left. That's going to have to do because it's snowing. But that is the whole service at home. If we have time, we'll add that Yom HaShishi, the introduction to the Kiddush, okay, and day 6.
That would be nice.
It will be nice, but we have a lot of things to do, and I think one more week, and then I want to start in March. I'd like to start with Passover, because I want to take about 3 lessons and to hit the highlights of Passover, and we have a lot of things to do. Now, it is 2:15. I intended not only to do this, but to go over that samach. Some people have left because a lot of you were not here when we did that letter samach. It's on page 50 with Kiddush. And it has the same sound as the letter sin. That's page 50. If you have the page with the whole Kiddush, which we just did, that's samach. And maybe we can just do that because some people were out the last couple of letters, which would be the Sadi, the Samech. So maybe we can just end with a little practice.
This one?
Yeah, right. Let's just end with a practice on the Samech, for some people didn't get that. Okay, it has the same sound. So the question, of course, is always going to be asked, why do we have 2 letters that have the same sound? And the answer is, it's the way the words are spelled. There'll be different roots. Like when somebody goes on a trip, you say Nisya Tova, and the word Nisya has a samach in it. I didn't make the Hebrew to spelling, okay? So in English, we have like, with a K and a C and
Pneumonia.
I don't know. Well, now we're getting fancy. But you have the GH at the end of the word enough sounds like an F. Why is that? Right? You have the word Pharisees, you spell it with a PH. Why? That has an F sound. Why don't you spell pharmacy with an F? You don't. It's because that's the way that word is spelled. It's a lexicon of that word, pharmacy. We don't spell it with an F, we spell it with a PH. Has to do probably with the origin of the word.
The letter C has the letter C has no independent sound. It either sounds
Look, how about the word nice, N-I-C-E? You don't say, I mean, English has crazy rules. So this is samach. So let's just go over these 8 and then we'll call it quits because I know people have to go. All right. Now, it's a very good review on line 1. Here is just the samach. It's just s. And the next one would be C. And then C. Then say and say. Remember in the beginning of last year, we learned that if certain vowels, if it's followed by a yud, it doesn't change the sound. So you had C and C, say and say, and then have set. Now we have sa and sa. Because whether we're speaking Sephardic Hebrew, and so now we have a vav with a dot, and that also has an O sound. So, su, and we have now the dot has moved to my stomach. Su, ooh, su. And then we just have s. So if we had the word Sephardim, we'd have a shva under it, and it would be s. So in line 2, it's s, so, su, s. Now we have the word segula. Segula is like a sign. It's usually like a propitious sign, a sign of good luck. Segula. So and sof. Sof means the end. So su, nisucha. Nisucha, danger.
Nisucha.
Okay. Line 3 is segula. Segula.
Segula.
Segula. That's like a fortunate nation. And line 4 is sof. Sof ma'aseh. The end. Sof ma'aseh. Then b'machashava. 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 And techila. Line 5 is nisucha. Meirosh. Mikedem, you know kedem wine. Kedem, mikedem. Nisucha. I think I gave you the wrong meaning of nisucha because sakana is danger. I have to look up what nisucha means. Line 6 is nisi. Manos. Vehu nisi umanosli. Vehu nisi umanosli. Adon olam. Kosi. Kos is cup. Kosi means my cup. Kos. Kos yayin. A cup of wine. Minat. Kosi. And then we have sukkah. What's sukkah? We dwell in a sukkah.
A sukkah.
Sukkah. Sukkah. And the plural is Sukkot. And the name of the holiday is Sukkot. Booths. One hut, one little hut is a sukkah, and Sukkot is booths. And the Israelites were dwelling in Sukkot. And the name of the holiday is Sukkot. And the first city they came to when they came in Canaan was Sukkot. Okay. Hapores. Yep.
Say that one again, please.
Hapores.
Hakodesh.
Hapores.
What's a P?
Hapo, it's a P.
Race. There's a sin on the end. Sin has, right? It's a sin to have a dot on the left. Okay, the pay has a point, or the pimple, which I don't know.
No, a P in the middle. No P.
A
Make
P.
it nice. Yes.
A what in the middle?
Like a pea, like a vegetable, like a little pea, like a little green pea.
I don't see a pea. You see a pea? I don't see any green peas. You see a green pea? I see like a face, looks like a funny face. Hapores, Sukkot, Shalom.
Shalom.
Nice to end on Shalom, on peace. All right, so we have the letter. Next time we'll go over the tzadi, the final tzadi, the tet, which some of you are confusing with, I think, maybe the mem. Okay, but the tet, that's right, it looks like a tooth. So we're getting there. And I ask you, if there's any letters that you feel you missed or you're not sure about, final letters, regular letters, then we'll do a review. But I think we need to go over the Sadi, the Zion, some of these letters that we did towards the end of the semester. Okay, so we'll go over the final Sadi, and I sent you those pages. And if there's anything else you want to go over in terms of a letter, but I have to tell you, you guys are asking me very intelligent questions, very probing. Your interpretation of things is beautiful. And you're reading, actually reading, it's a miracle. Nes gadol, haya po. A great miracle happened here. It's just beautiful. It's a wonder to see. And I want to wish you a very beautiful Shabbat. And enjoy, a little rest. And then maybe next time I will recommend a couple of books. I've been reading like a fiend. And I've read a couple of very interesting books about, this is nonfiction. One book that I just finished was, well, one was called House of Glass, House of Glass, and it's about a family that migrated from Poland, from a little town whose name means horseradish. That's what they were famous for, growing horseradish, to France. And there they hid from the Nazis, and it's how they survived. Some did, most did, some didn't, and how one, the one who wrote the book, got married to an American, and for expedient purposes, and she came to America. But one became a big designer and rubbed shoulders with Picasso and Dior and Chanel and Rocha, all the big French designers. And he made a lot of money, but he also went through a lot of hell. So it's a very good book, House of Glass. It's pretty new. And another one I read was called A Woman of No Importance, and it was about a woman who's not Jewish, but she was a super spy in France for the OSS, for the United States and Britain, first for Britain and then for OSS, Office of Strategic Service of Intelligence in the United States. And I'm reading a book now called Spies of No Nation, and it's about four.
I read that. It's good.
You read it? Who said they read it? I'm just reading it now. It's very good.
I read it.
Who read?
Sue Grossman.
Susan Grossman. Yeah, it's a book that's pretty new. And there's, so those, all these are nonfiction. And there's a book that I just asked the library to reserve for me. It's called Daughters of Kobani. Apparently it's about women who are fighting against the, not the Taliban, what's the other?
ISIS.
ISIS. Women who were fighting against ISIS in Afghanistan. Women fighting group, Daughters of Kobani, K-O-B-A-N-I. So I'm reading a lot of nonfiction lately. And
Carol, were you the one who recommended Outback Rabbis?
No, no. That's
amazing.
Did you see it?
Outback Rabbis is on Amazon Prime.
Netflix.
It's about Chabad in the Australian Outback. It's fabulous. It's absolutely fabulous.
Someone said it was on Netflix.
Is it Netflix? That's what
I wrote down Netflix.
I think it is Netflix. It is Netflix. Sorry, it is Netflix.
Outback
Rabbis. It's about Chabad, two Chabad rabbis traveling in remote portions of Australia, looking for Jews. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful show. Outback Rabbis.
I read a book once about a rabbi who went to Alaska, and it was about his time in Alaska being a rabbi. And we went to Alaska, and we went to visit it was kind of collected everybody of every persuasion. It was in a house, and they had T-shirts that they had made up, and it was called Home of the Frozen Chosen.
Frozen Chosen.
And they're on the T-shirt, it was Magen David with icicles coming from it. Home of the Frozen Chosen. And on that happy note, I wish everybody Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Be well.
Thank you.
And let's get an end to this horrible pandemic. I'm sick of it.